Hey guys, this is Rachel, a high school student in China. If you have been paying attention to the news these days, I'm sure that you've heard of an epidemic that prevails China. Do you want to know what exactly the disease is? Are you worried about it spreading to your country? Do you want to know how exactly to protect yourself if it really happens? If you do, then this video could help you with all your questions. Maybe I am only a high school student, but there are still many things that I wish to do to help the world. Maybe I am not so professional, but I would love to share some knowledge that I learned about how China acts to fight against the disease with the world. I sincerely hope that this video could help you, even just a little bit. Things you need to know about China's work on COVID-19. This is the first episode, and I will briefly introduce what's recently going on in China and some basic changes that I found out in my daily life. So, when this virus came, it was just a few days away from the Chinese Spring Festival. Therefore, to prevent more spreading of the disease due to the movement of people, we had a very long spring holiday, but there was not a bit of holiday atmosphere. There were very few people on the street, and even if you could find someone, he must be wearing a breathing mask and keeping a distance from you. All stores are closed, only some supermarkets open to maintain people's daily life. Most factories and companies are closed for a longer time, but recently they still gradually resumed to work. Many companies decided to let their employees work half-time at home and half-time in the office to reduce the risk of infection. The situation is similar to students like me as well. Schools are closed and students could only work at home and took online classes. Many people are kept home for several weeks and long to go out. For students like me, we even desire to go to school after being caged at home, being bored for a whole month. After talking about the general situation, I would like to focus on two special places, the city Wuhan and my city Shanghai. The disease began in Wuhan, so it was a crucial city now in China. It has been the place with the earliest infections and also the most infections all along this whole month. After finding out that the disease spreads quickly, the city government decided to close the city so that no one could come in and no one could get out. Of course, just reducing the exchange of people of the whole city is not enough. Later on, many Wuhan citizens are not allowed to go out freely but required special permission to do so. And because there are so many patients in the city that there were not enough doctors. So many doctors and nurses from all over the country went to Wuhan and helped them. Recently, the city was even implementing a new policy, which is asking professional people to check the people door by door to find out all infected people and put them all in the hospital so that there won't be any future spread of the disease. Something that I noticed that a lot of people are interested in is the building of the two emergency specialty field hospitals. The two hospitals were called Leishinshan and Huoshinshan, each meaning that there is a god of fire and a god of thunder protecting the city and the patients. Both hospitals were built within a few weeks and already started to accept patients and cure them. Many people marveled at the speed of the establishment of the two hospitals, but under this quick efficiency is the hard work of all the engineers and the workers. Finally, I would like to talk about how other cities, for example, my city, Shanghai, deal with this disease. For our little community, no delivery of packages and food were allowed to be sent into our housing estates, which basically means that people who does not originally belong to our estate is allowed to come in. Therefore, all of us will have to fetch the things outside ourselves at the gate. And similar to Wuhan, not allowing citizens to come around too much. In Shanghai, people could only stay inside his estate and not to go out. But if you have to go to the supermarket or go to work, there must be a special permission card. A lot of public places and areas such as parks, libraries, and gyms are generally closed to stop large amount of people gathering there. If you must travel through public transportations, your body temperature must be examined to make sure that you are not sick and would not carry the virus all around. Although Shanghai does not have any restrictions on people leaving and entering the city, health checkups are essential at train stations or airports. As you can see from the graph, although the number of infected people has been falling these days, we cannot stop paying attention to this disease. This is my first time making a video like this, so there must have been many mistakes. Please excuse me for my imperfections. Thank you.